Welcome back to The Watch, and today we're going to talk about one of the most powerful forces in the world.
In the world!
The gamers! Not that force.
And would it be the United States? I don't know. China.
I said United. I didn't say what.
China's coming up. It's a worry. Well, that's a completely different topic.
Careful, Shad. You could open a can of worms for both of us.
Today we're talking about gamers and how when they unite, they can just do anything. Fix the world's problems when we unite. Together.
They could. If they,
Together, gamer strong.
All right, this is coming out of the recent backlash controversy that's involved with the Sweet Baby Inc., the pushback against the woke messaging in gaming, and the fact that gaming journos are just dying, and the whole GamerGate 2.0 stuff. And the thing that I observe in all this, right, is you can't beat gamers. They think they could win one over or get it, but every time something that the gaming community loves gets challenged, it doesn't work.
Is it that, or is it that journalism has fallen so far that now it holds no power?
It could be.
Before we go any further, today's episode of Night's Watch is sponsored by Valamore Watches. Yes, we have been wearing their watches for a little while now. We like them, and they've sent us a couple more from their new line. Nathan here, as you guys
I've been wearing mine, if you've noticed in other videos. I've been wearing mine for a year now.
Yeah. And
it's good quality. I like the build. I like the look.
now you got another one. And now there's another blue one.
There's another blue one.
Yes, these new line of watches have mother of pearl dial. They're about 40 millimeters in diameter. They're made of stainless steel. They have a Japan-made Miyota 82S7 automatic movement with a sapphire crystal with a little bit of water resistance. So these are pretty good watches, but that's not the main draw yet. What would you say is the main draw of these?
Or it's the stylistic choices they make.
Yes.
It's a more medieval themed. Yeah. Most watches I feel like are more like modern based or traditional, where this kind of leans more into the fantasy genre, which here at Night's Watch, we kind of dig.
Yeah, these things have things like a custom bezel, custom dial. Then you look on the back, that's where all the artistry is. You look at that rotor, and it's got basically a dragon in there engraved on it. This thing has a full medieval style and theming. If you check out their website, you can check out the watches. There'll be links in the description for all of these sorts of things.
Also, if you use the promo code SHAD2024, you will get 35% off as well as free worldwide shipping.
And if you want to see all of that detail right up and close and see all the different styling choices that they chose, you can check it out on their website.
And it comes with our regards, saying that these are really good watches. It's a great gift for someone that a gift for someone you love, or also a little treat for yourself if you worked hard this year, because you know, I think we deserve nice watches now and again, don't we?
Now we've got a beautiful Tyrant Red version. We'll put up some B-roll so you guys see. Tyrant Red version. We've also got a purple, more of a stealth design here, and then Nathan over there has the blue one because he wears all
beautiful
the
blue.
Tyrant's Red. But that is
beautiful
all.
Blue.
Thank you, Valamore, for sponsoring today's episode.
Awesome watches, that medieval theme, and it's the night. You could look at it as the Night's Watch.
Nice watch. And there is a code, SHAD2024. Check it out, link in the description.
And don't you get like 30% off?
35.
35.
And free shipping, right?
That's a huge discount.
All right, we're doing another one.
All right.
I'm just saying, it's a good deal.
All right. So, gamers. Okay. I like...
Gamers.
Yeah,
there you go. That's better.
So, I noticed this when GamerGate 1.0 happened. Now, I don't know, like you guys weren't hugely involved with the first GamerGate controversy.
Politically, I wasn't inclined to really do anything back then. Back then, I was too busy playing GTA 5.
I missed the opening kind of controversy of GamerGate, but I caught kind of the middle and tail end and just paid attention to commentary around it. And so I came across my feed with the whole all gamers are sexist narrative stuff that happened. Now, this came out as a result of some previous things where huge corruption in gaming journalism and game development was revealed, where there was this woman, her name is Zoe Quinn, was trading sexual favors for winning certain game dev competitions, is also getting favorable reviews and stuff like that. And people were like, that's totally not on. And the response to that from game journos and everything was they're sexist for calling us out because it was a woman doing it, basically.
This was a different time. This is when
10 years ago.
Influence of like publications like this had a lot more sway.
Yeah, and so that pushed to this huge, unbelievable defense from game journals and everything like that to call gamers sexist. And so there was this coordinated kind of release of articles, right?
There still is to this day.
Still to this day, but this level of coordination, there was so many different news articles that came out with the same essential message, and it was gamers are dead, where they literally attacked the whole, basically all gamers everywhere as sexist, misogynist, that they're so bad, no one's going to want to identify as a gamer, and gamers are dead. It's just like, it's insanity, but they were that defensive over this whore that was sleeping with all these guys, right? And I have no sympathy for her, because she has done some, she accused a guy of sexual assault with no actual evidence for it, right? And later on, there's been doubt cast on these, aspersions that she was trying to claim that this guy forced her, that he wouldn't let her leave the apartment. And then there are tweets and messages saying during that time, I'm going to go out and do this or that, right? So it looks like flat out lies. These accusations were so bad, the guy lost his job and he committed suicide, right? This woman is vile, and I think she should be put on charge for murder or manslaughter for what she did to them. This is
moving on to
but the thing is,
current day.
The whole wagon defense where they was defending her and then accusing gamers of sexism, it was insane. But then Feminist Frequency got on board with their sexism in gaming,
and then they failed.
Bull crap.
So coming to modern day,
no, the reason why this is important, because the response from gamers back then, was similar to now, except the people trying to attack gamers have far less power, and there's more people with a voice on their side that can call out the bullcrap.
I feel like people are more, I know this is going to be controversial, but people are a bit more united on the internet now.
I think so too.
Because people are so sick of all of it.
Yes.
And it's such a divide where if you don't agree with these very specific things that I am, you're all on
Yeah, more normies are kind of red-pilled on the bullcrap, where Gamergate, 1.0, right? They were able to fool some, just regular gamers that, hey, I'm a normal guy, I believe in equality, sexism is bad. What, sexism in gaming? Sexism in gaming is bad. Oh, yeah, Feminist Frequency, I'll support, whatever. I don't want to be called a bad guy. But
even the media was different back then. Now, these days, you could ask someone completely not even connected to anything political about the media, and I bet you they'll have a negative opinion of
today,
yeah.
Compared to back then.
People were like, oh, really? Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Well, see, I think a lot of what's happened, these normal, average Joe gamers are like, oh yeah, sexism bad or anything like that. Then later on, they're like, I like that's a good-looking character. What? You're calling me sexist for liking a good-looking, female in a game? Hang on, I'm misogynist now? And then because they went so far with their criticism, their attacks, and it's all based on their own kind of vanity and hubris, right? Where they start to, all gaming is bad, that they pushed people away. Like that, that was actually kind of part of my red-pilling moment, right? Is the pushback against the Feminist Frequency attack on gamers, all gamers are sexist stuff. And then there were people calling that out, saying, what she's saying, Anita Sarkeesian, is complete dog crap, and here's why. And so I listened to it, I was like, I got a point.
I think it's the real, I just want to grill, bro. I just want a game, man. I don't care about any of this other crap. I just want to play my game. And it started to stop people from doing that. They're like, all right, you're sexist, you're this, that, you can't play your game, you can't enjoy it. People are like, what?
Well, this is one of the big moments, not just for gaming. Gamergate 1, is responsible, I feel, for the pushback against extremist feminism. I think with Gamergate, they overplayed their hand, they extended too much, and then they exposed themselves, what they were really after, because they're not after equality, they're after supremacy. They don't want equal representation. They want men to be denigrated like the way they felt they were denigrated. And so when this happened, a lot of these extremist feminists came on board and they started attacking men for just liking women, like the things that are not sexist, but it's like male gaze, mansplaining, manspreading. This is where all those terms came to my awareness as a thing from Gamergate, where all these feminists now, it's our time to really go mainstream, push it, and Anita Sarkeesian ends up going on Stephen Colbert and all his talk shows and everything like that, and so the feminists end up getting these huge exposure, but what's happening is that they're overplaying their hand and that they're getting exposed for their bullcrap. And it was the beginning moment when feminism was actually starting to get exposed for being the really negative, sexist, cancerous kind of thing that they push, the extremist ones. I know that there are moderate feminists, that like one that came out during this time, her name was the Factual Feminist. Really lovely lady, and she was pushing back against the extremist feminism, and it's these extremists that have ruined the term now, right? And this type of feminism that the factual feminists would often advocate is like moderate, okay, I don't see much issue with that. But the extremists then saw that as their opportunity, and that exposed them, and they've been slowly getting exposed bit by bit.
I think the worst exposing of any sort of feminist, like I think it's what has happened in the last couple of years, where when women have chosen to just be mums or to stay home or whatever like that, people freak out. And I think even like just regular people were just like are going, wait, hold on, wait, what?
Well, I love it. The most controversial thing is to be a like trad wife, where they have like the apron, they make everything kneading, they pick strawberries from the garden, everyone's like, this is toxic, this is terrible.
Which is wild.
And everyone's like, no, it's not.
You would think the biggest ally for feminism, right, would be advocates of traditional femininity. Feminism is supposed to advocate feminism, right? But feminism has gone and attacked femininity, traditional feminine roles and everything, massively, making them their enemy. And it's happened all throughout media. They pushed it with the Gamergate stuff, right? And then it's like, oh, they can't be feminine, they can't look sexy, they can't do this, they can't do that, right? And then they push in other things where they want women to act more like men, more masculine and everything, and it snowballed. But the first big pushback, right, before Gamergate, the narrative I saw is like, yeah, people do feminism, equality, good and everything, and it was Gamergate that exposed them that it's not really about quality. That's where I saw the big pushback. And you know who was pushing back the most? It were the gamers. Yeah. It was the gamers when they were told they're sexist, they're like, screw you. Piss off, I'm not sexist, and guess what? I like sexy women. You can't stop me, right? And so it was thanks to, like, feminism had conquered so many groups with their narrative, but when they came for the games, they failed. They failed, yet they succeeded, because I think what also kicked off in Gamergate is they got their kind of influence in, like, subtly and then strongly injected into the platforms, positions of powers and the developers, where the mainstream gaming audience never was on board with it. They sowed seeds as a result of Gamergate, right, that only started to bear full fruit now. Because that's where I like, because it's not just fair, it's the whole woke messaging, everything like that. But feminism is like a beginning vector point for overall woke, stuff. And so they got into the institutes of power, they started to control platforms, and then they start to get movies developed in the reflection of their image and with the characters that they think are better, more representative, anything like that, and then games as well. But the games that are fully, like, totally drowning in this kind of, vision that they had have only really been developed and made and come out more recently, in the last few years.
Well, because games take a while to make.
Games take a while to make. And so they've come out to the gaming audiences, and so many of them, not all, but most, have just failed completely.
Yeah.
Forspoken. Forspoken is like the gamer feminine, one like Nida Sarkeesian, the type of game Nida Sarkeesian would make, right? And that's the thing is, they got those feminist writers, the people that were doing all the attacking on, in Gamergate and everything like that, to help develop these games.
One of the biggest personifications of this was the Saints Row reboot.
Yes.
Because imagine taking, like, whimsical, fun gangsters, but, they have some elements in there, and making it just, like, millennials.
Or they're all social justice warriors.
It was so...
It's insane.
So the opposite of what the entire franchise is. So much so that it destroyed the studio that developed the game. And they were so antagonistic during, like, when people were like, this isn't Saints Row, I don't really like this. And I'm like, well, just don't buy it then. But it's like...
Challenge accepted.
All right, we won't buy it. And it's the same thing with comics books industry. When you don't like something and they say, don't like it, don't buy it. It's like, all right.
And so they've tried to attack gamers again, because these games have come out and they've been rejected. We don't want it. No one's playing them. And so then, of course, we see the recent controversy with Sweet Baby Inc. And the Steam group Sweet Baby Inc. Detector being made. And, all right, so we've covered that. But what we need to now kind of focus on is this battle that mainstream and gamers have and how gamers are just slaughtering them. Because what they tried to do, right, is when, you know, the guy that made, his name is Krabutus. Krabuta. Yeah, that name, right? They tried to get him cancelled. They would... Exact same type of playbook.
I mean, more than that, they tried to ban his Steam account.
Which means he would lose all the games that he's paid for.
Yeah. And just leave the man alone to play games.
Yes. Now, this is the same tactics that they did in GamerGate 1. And by the way, the people that are in Sweet Baby Inc., and they have like a network, okay, of people that are all from GamerGate. This is why we're calling GamerGate 2. It's the same people doing the same crap, right? And Sweet Baby Inc. is just one amongst many consulting groups. And the takeaway that we gamers need to, and we'll probably do a video expanding on this further, is that Sweet Baby Inc. is just the tip of the spear. It leads to the larger course of action. And I feel gamers will do this because you can't beat games. They're just slaughtering them in this battle, right?
All we do is kill things all day, so we're pretty good at fighting.
Pretty good, and pretty good at doing tactics as well. Like we play tactical games, right?
League of Legends players, you don't need to worry.
What they need to do, and they will do, is weed out the infection in the gaming industry. They will find, and it's not just the consulting companies, they'll realize if you've got head writers or you know, lead staff or everything that is pushing this stuff, right? Gamers will find out and they will just blacklist the game, not interested. And that's what will happen next. And they think they can stop it. They can't, because they tried to get a little of this. So the people that tried to get Krabut I don't know why I'm having such difficulty with his name.
I don't know his name. So.
Krabutus? No, it sounds wrong. I think I'm getting it wrong. Sorry, mate. I was listening to when you're on live streams. You're a cool dude. He comes from the same country Dan Vass does, which is I don't know. My brain is... Why am I forgetting so many things?
You're getting old, Shad.
I'm just getting old. Anyway, seems like a cool dude. The people that went after him were employees of Sweet Baby Inc. There was this person online, and they literally tried to launch a harassment campaign against him. They encouraged people to go and report this thing and to get his account banned. Now, these are the type of people that try to claim harassment. GamerGate 1 was so bad. So many game journos and women developers got harassed horribly in GamerGate, and so they're crying, you know, like victim, massively. And then they do what they claim was being done against them 100 times worse, actively launching direct harassment campaigns against individuals. And Krabuticus, I'm sure I need to look it up.
And the reason why, like, to reiterate why that this happened was because all he did was create a Steam playlist of games that they had worked on, which is exactly the same as like creating like a shopping list with like gluten in it. It's just giving you the choice as a consumer on whether or not you want to spend your money on this thing. And that they launched a pretty crazy campaign, and didn't the person who originally launched it get banned or something on Twitter?
So what happened is the person that tried to do the harassment campaign, actually their account got suspended. I don't know if it's temporary or permanent, for harassment,
right?
Which is a beautiful cherry on top. So Kabrutus, he is one. And then you know what they also did, right? I tweeted about this. They came like hundreds to thousands reports on the Steam group itself. Steam received like nearly, I think, in the thousands, right, of reports against this curator list for any number of reasons. It's harassment, it's a hate campaign, it's run by a bigot, all the general bullcrap. Now, one thing that GamerGate and the ultra extreme left has always been good at is in organizing themselves and inflating their numbers. Right. They have like these Slack channel, shadow network, stuff where they communicate, and then they tell each other, all right, everyone go and do this, right? And I'm sure they have also alt accounts and everything like that. And a lot of these journalists are part of these groups, all right? It's this incestuous, cancerous little campaign where a tiny minority of activists are getting way more, make it look like they're a much larger group. Because then you're like, well, 1,000 reports? That must be only like coming from like a larger group. But no, this is just like them repeat reporting and playing bullcrap. It failed. Steam turned it down. Brutus appealed it. And the curator list is still up. The next wave happened, and this was predicted. Like,
this is good. That was a good thing.
That was a good thing.
Because the last thing that I can remember, kind of in this realm where we didn't win, was when there was mods taken down from Nexus mods. From
and that still happens, by the way.
Yeah.
We need a competitor to Nexus mods. That's the next vector of attack. Grums kind of hinted at doing
something.
it. Yeah. Do it, mate! Do it, Grums! We need you! We need Nexus mods taken down because they are wholly corrupt. And it's it's a large platform that makes it really convenient that so many people are on. So we need competition with that. And so people predicted what would happen next, because it was the same formula that happened in Gamergate. Grums tweeted about mods like, this is their formula, this is what will happen, and everything. And we did a video covering that, and that's exactly what happened. Not only did one article come out, multiple articles have come out. And it is, so many of them are bullcrap. The type of articles, so we saw that one from Kotaku, additional articles were like, there is a hate harassment campaign against Sweet Baby Inc., right? They don't mention that the employees of Sweet Baby Inc. literally tried to get a guy cancelled and sent a harassment case. They don't mention that at all, right? They don't mention that the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. have been calling gamers picky babies, and that you need to terrify game devs into getting... They don't mention any of that, right? That this company is a cancerous thing.
What a weird statement. Like, I want you to buy this from me. Stop being picky. It's like, I'm buying it from you. I'm going to be as picky as I want. That's the whole point of this.
I know, right? Like, literally, they're upset that gamers have standards, and that's an acknowledgement. The only way they can get their sludge to be purchased by gamers is to
not be picky.
Not be picky.
Lower your standards.
It's an acknowledgement that they're making dog crap, and they know it, and the only way they'll get people to buy it is to browbeat them and terrify them into it, because they can't meet the general standards that gamers have. It's insane.
I mean, if you're not making something that people want, then you're not going to make money from it. So why don't you, at the start, develop something that people want? It's almost as if that's what a product is.
But that would mean they can't spread their propaganda. They know people don't want their woke crap, and so the only way they can do it is by fear and intimidation and by deceptive practices.
Well, do you want money, or do you want to push a message?
Why not both?
They want both.
Because you can't have both.
Well, now they're learning that. That's why they're failing, and they're, just desperate now to try and save their sinking ship. And one of the things they're doing is the same tactics, attacking. Gamers are all sexist, lying. And so what is so heartening about this, and this is what, you can't beat gamers, because what's happened to all these articles? Clowned on, rejected, laughed at.
It just becomes content
for
people. Because this is the thing, is like, I feel like the journalists, just in general, have become more and more incendiary, trying to get clicks and trying to get and they're just, it's not working. People don't care at this point, because, like, who are these people who write these articles? Do you care who they are? Their opinions are usually not very
Not
good.
only that, but they out themselves as being, like, activists, really scummy people that are just not nice people, as well as fake fans. And so there was one of these, the person... Was it the person that wrote the Kotaku one? She was the one that went after Nerdrotic?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she tried... Nerdrotic, massive Doctor Who fan. She tried to, attack Nerdrotic and say, this guy's probably never even watched a Doctor Who thing, and she got...
He has a seal of Rassilon on his hand.
He has Gallifreyan tattoos, the Gallifreyan language, and as well, but these people hate fans, okay, and they want to kick out the regular fans. That Mary... No, it might have been the Mary Sue article she wrote, not the Kotaku one. The Mary Sue...
Yeah.
There was a Mary Sue article saying that X-Men wasn't made for conservatives or people on the right.
That was that.
Yeah, because it's not about equality. They don't want equal representation. They don't want this stuff for... that was their false narrative, their lie. Shouldn't this be made for everyone? Let us activists in. And I want to be represented. It needs to be made for everyone. And then when it's represented for them... Screw everyone else. It's not made for you anymore. It's not meant to be made for everyone. They're lies. And it goes into that whole thing where When I'm in a position of weakness, I will appeal to your standards because it benefits me. But when I'm in a position of strength, I'll appeal to my standards because that benefits me, basically. Where they rely on people's sympathy and thing where people want to be open, they want to be good. I don't want to be gatekeeping or diversity, so they appeal to those. But as soon as they're in a position of power, then they show their true colours. But they're failing because they actually thought that people would be on, but they thought that they could re-educate, re-engineer people to be brainwashed into their message.
The problem is people have eyes, and they've been seeing how their games have been the last couple of years, and movies, and TV shows, and comic books, and quite literally every form of media on the earth. And people are kind of, you know, like...
Not only that, they're starting to see the cause. Because before it was just a bad movie. Now they're starting to realise, oh, there's something like woke there. That means X, Y, Z. They're starting to realise that what the cancer is, and then as a result, they're rejecting things because they already know what it's going to be.
I think it's more people are becoming more comfortable being open, saying things that they usually... Like, you shouldn't say like that. The CEO saying, terrify the game developers. That's something you shouldn't say out loud. Because then
I'm glad they have, because it exposes them.
Yeah, obviously. But you're too comfortable saying that. Because then when normal people watch that, they go, hold on a second. What?
Yeah, their hubris is amazing. They have this false sense of superiority and security that they think that they have all the power. And they can say, like that comment, it was, I think, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. That says you cannot be racist to white people.
No,
it was the Kotaku
writer.
The writer.
Sorry, yes. The CEO probably also believes the same thing.
She was defending her.
I know, right? Yeah, but they think that they can get away with statements like that. They think they still have the power. And it's because the mainstream might still be on their side, but the mainstream is dying, okay? The old school, game journalists don't have any of the influence now. YouTubers have the influence. And as a result, they are losing. And the gamers are on board with it, and we're seeing it again, and it's just going to keep going because you can't beat the game. See, that's the message, and they're going to keep on winning, and they're going to keep exposing this bullcrap, and it's very good to see. Stay on watch.